What does a high-performance school look like? Before we answer that, let's first take a look at the 3 pillars of a high-performance school. First is health. A high-performance school improves indoor environmental quality and other building attributes that support better health outcomes. Secondly is energy efficiency. This includes both the systems and operations of the building. And third is sustainability. This means that the physical building and occupants have a reduced negative impact on the environment. To attain a school with these 3 pillars, the Collaborative for High Performance Schools, or CHIPS, was developed as a design criteria. Using CHIPS to design a school means that it is designed in a holistic manner so that the numerous benefits can be felt by the students, staff, and the greater community. So let's go back to our original question. What exactly does a high-performance school look like? Well, let's take a first-hand look at a CHIPS school. Today, we're going to walk through the Christa McAuliffe School in Concord, New Hampshire, with the district's Director of Facilities and Planning, Matt Cashman. This video will explore the features and systems in the school and examine the integrated design process used to build it. By the end of this tour, you'll see that the Christa McAuliffe School is a great model for other districts going forward. If you're interested in learning more about high-performance schools, check out the schools page on the NEEP website for case studies and more guidance on completing a project in your community.
Hi, my name is Matt Cashman. I'm the Director of Facilities and Planning for the Concord School District. Today I want to show you about 5 different features that relate to sustainability in the design, and now that it's 7 years later, we built these in 2012, we want to show you the features that still exist in our buildings. So if we review the 5 topics, we want to talk about HVAC, building envelope, we want to talk about the positioning of the building and the maximum solar gain that we've achieved. We also want to talk about an absentee report that the architects did for us, and then we want to finish up with acoustics. Right behind me, this is our HVAC system is a mixed air system. So these 2 supply ducts that you see in the ceiling, they supply 4 times of air exchange per hour in each classroom. So we have very good breathing going on within the building. But now these supply ducts, and the system is running now, I'm going to take you over to the return duct. I'm going to show you how proof that it's working, and then you can also tell from an acoustics standpoint how quiet it is. So as we discussed, the 2 air diffusers in the ceiling supplying the room with air, I wanted to show you the return ventilation. And you can see how well it works. The system is designed to do a complete air exchange every 15 minutes. So this will later lead to a study that HMFH Architects did for us on absenteeism and how it dropped by 10%. One of the other design features from an acoustical standpoint was the gasketing around the doorway. So I'm going to show you that up close. Every classroom door has this type of feature where you have a rubber gasket going around all 4 sides. And a little intricate point we want to show you is there's a trigger button right here. So when this door shuts, this trigger pushes in and a gasket goes right straight to the ground. What that does is that helps really seal off the door, so anything going on in the outside hallway won't be disturbing to the kids in the classroom. Next, we want to talk about building envelope. The walls and the ceiling have R30 insulation in them, so it's a very, very insulated, nicely insulated building. The other thing is all the classrooms have heat mirror glass. So just think on a hot summer day when you sit, in front of a window, you're not going to get that radiant heat that you normally would sitting in front of these windows because of the heat mirror properties that it has in it. That also helps the conditioning, the dehumidified air in the building, not work as hard because we're not allowing that radiant heat to come in from the windows. We have white PVC roofs on all 3 of our elementary school buildings. This lowers the heat signature, so it also is designed to not have the building work so hard trying to dehumidify the air in the summertime. Going along with the envelope, we have 33 skylights, and I want to talk a little bit about building positioning. We orientated these buildings in a north-south orientation, so we have half of the building with classrooms on the east side and half on the west side, so we get morning sun for the east and afternoon sun for the west. Just one more way to help with the lighting, and the lighting is another portion of this building and the characteristics that I'd like to talk about. It's called smart lighting. So if you follow me over in this direction and you look up right here, up on the ceiling tile, you'll see a little light sensor. So on a sunny day, these 3 banks of lights right here are controlled by the amount of incoming daylight. Now the teacher can always override that and put the lights on or off, but the smart lighting does the thinking for them. So let's pretend this was a very sunny day. This bank of lights would be running far less usage than the middle bank and then the last bank. So it's from an energy efficiency, we've really seen the payback on that. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was absenteeism. We put this great mechanical system in here, and a lot of talk beforehand was, well, how is that going to help the kids? I'll tell you how. Over the last 7 years, HMFH Architects, who were the designer of this building, they came and they did a study of all 3 of our newer elementary schools that they designed. And we've seen a 10% drop, a little bit better than a 10% drop in absenteeism throughout the years that these schools have been open. And we really feel it's the good air exchange, the 4 times an hour that we're providing into these classrooms that has led to the lower absenteeism. One other green feature of this building is the rubber floor tiles we have throughout the building. One of the greatest things about that is it carries a very, very long life to them, but it also is simply cleaned by a simple solution of soap and water. The amount of chemicals we use has so far reduced the ease of keeping these schools clean. There's no stripping and waxing, and I would highly recommend to your custodial crew that this is the type of flooring that you'd want to have in a new building. Okay, so earlier we were talking about acoustics. Another feature of this building is the lockers. These are called whisper quiet lockers. They have rubber gasketing inside, so typical older style lockers had a lot of loud banging going down when they closed. These are much quieter, so although we do a really good job with the gasketing on the doors to the classrooms, we also took precautions to make sure that these metal lockers were going to be quiet. All of the ceiling tiles in the building are acoustic rated tiles. One more way to get the sound down. As we walk over here, I just want to point out from the chips standpoint, all of the wood cabinetries were all eastern white pine. Everything was sourced within the radius to achieve that criteria. And as we're here, what a great time to show you 3 of the 33 skylights right above me. Again, the positioning in the school and the natural daylight that we get in really, really makes a big difference in a child's education. We received the CHIPS Award, which is designed for high-performing school buildings. We were very fortunate to receive an additional 3% state building aid by building to green, sustainable designs. So that concludes our tour. It was a short snapshot to show you all of the neat, sustainable designs that we have in our 3 elementary schools.